A nation steeped in more than 4,000 years of history, China is a fascinating blend of ancient traditions and modern dynamism. Occupying a vast territory in East Asia, this country has impressive landscapes, from the towering peaks of the Himalayas to the fertile plains watered by the Yangtze and Yellow rivers. Stay tuned to our channel to start this video and discover this country. Boy eggs are a traditional delight. You might be wondering what boy eggs are and why are they such a treat. Well, in Dongyang, Zhejiang, a county in China, a tradition happens every spring. Eggs are boiled in the urine of boys, traditionally boys under the age of 10 years old. The dish is called tongzidan, which translates to boy egg. It is believed that consuming urine had many nutritional benefits, and it was common to pickle or soak eggs, so it became a tradition to combine the two. Boy eggs are on UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list as the tradition has been practiced for hundreds of years. Dogs are eaten to celebrate summer. Every year, to celebrate the summer solstice in Yulin, a southwestern city in China, dogs are eaten. For one day, only thousands of dogs are used during the feast. It is believed that dog meat brings the consumer good luck and good health. The festival is called the Yulin Laichi, and the Dog Meat Festival is a time where everyone celebrates over food and beer. In 2014, the number of dogs consumed for the festival had dropped to around 4,000. Previously, they used around 10,000 dogs. As years go by, there are more restrictions on eating animals such as dogs, and the number of slaughtered dogs is falling. China has its own Austrian village. It has become a trend in China to replicate towns and villages from picturesque parts of the world. China Minmetals Mining Company decided to replicate the Austrian town of Hallstatt. The replica is almost identical to the original town of Hallstatt in Austria, and construction started in 2011. Key features were chosen to mimic, like the parish church and famous fountain. There are no laws against building a replica town in another part of the world, so China Minmetals didn't need permission to start the build. Alexander Scheutz, the mayor of Hallstatt at the time, visited the site for the opening in 2012 and signed an agreement for cultural exchange. Rather than be angry at the replica in China, he saw an opportunity to boost tourism in his hometown. China has only one time zone. Although China is a similar size to mainland America, it only has one time zone, unlike America that has 4 time zones, excluding Hawaii and Alaska. China spans 5 geographical time zones, but a decision was made to use Beijing time across the country to encourage national unity. So whilst sunrise in the east may be at a reasonable time in the morning, it won't rise in the west until later. Olympic Games was a popular baby name. Since 1992, the name Aoyun, which translates as Olympic Games, has been very popular in China. The first babies registered with this name were in 1992, as this was when China applied to host the Olympics in 2000. Around 680 babies named Aoyun were registered in 1992. After China was chosen to host the Olympic Games scheduled for 2008, 553 more babies were named Aoyun. It is estimated that 92% of those registered with the name Aoyun are male. China has its own Bigfoot. In Chinese folklore, there are tales of a man or beast who lives in the woods and is referred to as Yeren, which means wild man. In 1970, an expedition was carried out to find the so-called wild man after there were reports of sightings in the Shenongjia region of the Hubei province. Hair samples, footprints, and witness accounts have all added to the mystery of this being. China has the largest rail network in the world. Their network is so large that if you were to add together all other high-speed rail lines in the world, they wouldn't be as long as that of China's. In 2017, China had a 12,127-mile, 19,999 kilometers long network of rails. The project is expecting to expand by another 9,320 miles, 14,999 kilometers, by 2025. You are only allowed 2 children in China. Up until the end of 2015, you were only permitted to have 1 child. This law was brought in by the Communist Party in the 1970s to slow the population's sudden increase. Contraception methods were introduced, and it was illegal to have more than 1 child. If you wanted to have a child, you had to seek permission from the government and wait until they gave you a license. On January 1st, 2016, a new law was passed allowing couples to have 2 children. China has vending machines that sell live crab. Crabs being sold in a vending machine for 25 yuan each. In 2010, the first vending machine to sell live crabs was put in a subway station in Nanjing, China. Vending machines are popular for convenience across the globe, but they have a special place in Asia. China had the first vending machine to sell a live crab. The machine sells around 200 crabs per day, with prices depending on weight. The manufacturers are so confident in the lives of the crabs that if you get a dead one, they will give you 3 live ones in exchange. China has the world's oldest alcohol. Lots of old pots used to ferment alcohol in China. Many countries have been producing alcohol through fermentation for hundreds of years, but China has the oldest evidence of an alcoholic drink. At a Neolithic village in the Yellow River Valley in China, clay pots were found during an excavation. These pots contained a liquid residue that shows signs of fermentation. Typical fermented drinks would have included wine made from berries, honey mead, and rice beer. These pots were evidence that fermented drinks were made as early as 7000 BC, making them the oldest artifacts to display alcohol production. Pandas come from China. The great panda, also known as panda bear or just panda, is native to south-central China and can only be found in the wild in China. Pandas live in the mountain ranges, mostly in the Sichuan region as well as Shanxi and Gansu. 99% of their diet consists of bamboo, which can only be found at certain altitudes. As of 2015, there were estimated to be around 1,964 pandas living in the wild in China. Sadly, as they are an endangered species, so the population is expected to decline. China has a record for the largest game of human dominoes. Stacked dominoes tumbling over on July 23, 2016. Aid Group, a company that manufactures mattresses, attempted to break a Guinness World Record. They got 2016 employees to stand in a line with mattresses strapped to their backs to create the world's largest game of human dominoes. One by one, they fell on top of each other, and after nearly 15 minutes they had all fallen, breaking the world record. Numbers and hand gestures. Have you ever bargained over a price? In China, bargaining involves not only verbal negotiation, but also your hands. Hand gestures representing numbers 1 to 10 are used to communicate prices and quantities. It was developed to overcome the challenges posed by the diverse dialects spoken across China, which often complicate communication. In particular, certain number pronunciations, such as 4, si, and 10, shi, can be difficult to distinguish due to dialectal variations. This hand gesture system helps clear up confusion when bargaining or doing business in China. Today, these gestures are fully integrated into Chinese Sign Language. Shanghai Marriage Market. Picture a lively, bustling marketplace, but instead of the usual fragrances of spices and fresh produce, love fills the air. This is Shanghai's Marriage Market, a cherished tradition that has been ongoing since 2004, taking place every weekend from 12 to 5 p.m. Anxious parents can be seen energetically waving their children's resumes, showcasing their finest qualities in the hopes of finding them a suitable match. It's a unique scene where vendors set up their stalls using umbrellas, lining the sidewalks with eye-catching posters. These posters proudly display the bachelor's or bachelorette's portraits, accompanied by personal information. The Chinese market. The Chinese market is the second largest market in the world, and it exerts a growing influence on other developing economies through trade and investment. Over the past 2.5 decades, the Chinese economy has grown unprecedentedly, so much so that in 2022, China generated nearly 1/5 of the world's GDP. For these reasons, the Chinese market is still a lucrative business destination to expand to, as it offers plenty of opportunities for foreign companies to grow and thrive globally. Every year is represented by an animal. The Chinese zodiac is made up of 12 animal signs. It is based on a lunar calendar, and each year is represented by a different animal sign. This system runs on a 12-year basis, where it starts again and repeats the order of the animals. The animals in order are rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. All the animals are associated with an element: wood, earth, water, fire, and metal. The animals are also assigned either a yin or yang sign, which runs alternate years. The Chinese zodiac calendar started on February 5, 1924, with the rat as the assigned animal, and the associated element was yang wood. Once it reaches the end of the 12th year, the cycle starts again with the rat. The famous Terracotta Army in China. China has 37 listed cultural heritage sites, 14 natural UNESCO sites, and 4 mountain ranges recognized by UNESCO. Both China and Italy have 55 recognized UNESCO sites, making them the top 2 countries worldwide to have the most recognized sites. 1987 was the first year that China had sites recognized by UNESCO, and they gained a total of 6 in that year alone. These include Mount Taishan, the famous Great Wall of China, Peking Man site at Zhoukoudian, Mogao Caves, Mausoleum of the First Qin Emperor, and Imperial Palaces of the Ming. Beijing, China's capital city, is home to iconic landmarks like the Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square, and the Great Wall of China. The city has a fascinating blend of ancient history and modern development. Shanghai, this cosmopolitan financial hub on the eastern coast boasts stunning skyscrapers, beautiful historic architecture, and a vibrant food and art scene. The Bund waterfront is a must-see. Guilin, known for its breathtaking karst mountain landscapes, Guilin offers scenic river cruises, hiking in Yangshuo, and visits to picturesque villages. It's considered one of China's most beautiful regions. Chengdu, the capital of Sichuan province, Chengdu is famous for its panda research centers, delicious spicy Sichuan cuisine, and laid-back tea house culture. Xi'an, this ancient capital city is home to the iconic terracotta warriors, as well as the well-preserved city walls and Muslim quarter. It's a window into China's dynastic past. Hong Kong, this densely populated special administrative region, boasts a unique East meets West culture, stunning skyline, and lively food and shopping districts. China's geography is incredibly diverse, encompassing a vast array of landscapes, climates, and ecosystems. Here is an overview of the key geographical features of China: location and borders. Location: Eastern Asia, bordered by 14 countries including Russia, India, Mongolia, and Vietnam. Coastline: approximately 14,500 kilometers bordering the East China Sea, Korea Bay, Yellow Sea, and South China Sea. Major regions: North China Plain, a large fertile plain in northern China, encompassing the lower reaches of the Yellow River. Northeast China, known for its cold winters and rich resources, including the provinces of Heilongjiang, Jilin, and Liaoning. Northwest China includes the arid regions of Xinjiang and the Gobi Desert. South China, characterized by its subtropical climate, rugged terrain, and rich biodiversity. Major regions include Guangdong, Guangxi, and Hainan. Tibet Plateau, known as the roof of the world, this region includes the Tibetan Plateau and the Himalayan mountains. Yunnan Guizhou Plateau, a rugged region with karst landscapes and rich ethnic diversity. If you want to know strange information about other countries, be sure to watch the videos on the screen.